here is a what I feel shows a problem with the war on drugs, um, and the way cops behave when performing searches and stuff. Uh, there too many times does it happen where cops uh, end up killing people uh, when doing drug raids, and innocent people end up dying because these cops are so stupid that they cannot get the right address, even though they have on their warrant paper the address of the people they're supposed to be going to. And if the people, if these innocent people are the addresses on their warrants, it then shows that the cops are so incompetent in doing their investigations that they end up getting the wrong people and killing the wrong people. Now, this person right here, who was killed a couple months ago in March, was a 26-year-old nurse who was killed after cops performed a botched raid on her and her boyfriend's apartment.
The Kentucky family is demanding answers today in the death of a frontline healthcare worker who was killed during a police raid 2 months ago today. Breonna Taylor's family is suing 3 Louisville police officers after the 26-year-old woman was shot and killed in her apartment. Now, officials say this incident back in March was tied to a drug investigation where police were searching for someone else. As our national correspondent Jerika Duncan reports, Taylor's mother claims gross negligence took her daughter's life.
Breonna loved life, and she loved to help people, and she loved a family. She didn't deserve what they did to her.
Tamika Palmer is Breonna Taylor's mother. The 26-year-old was an EMT working in emergency rooms at 2 hospitals and helping respond to the coronavirus outbreak.
I was more concerned with her washing her hands than dying at home.
But just after midnight on March 13th, police shot Taylor at least 8 times, killing her in the apartment she shared with her boyfriend, Kenneth Walker.
Wow, 8 times? Why did they need to shoot her 8 times? Couldn't they just, maybe shoot her in the leg or the arm or something? But, and not even, multiple times in the legs and arm. Just, once. Why do these cops think they have to, eject a full clip into a person when having a gunfight or whatever? I mean, these people are supposed to be trained to handle these kinds of situations, and it's the first thing they do after pulling their gun is to unload everything.
Officers knocked on the door several times and announced their presence as police who were there with a search warrant. The officers forced entry into the exterior door and were immediately met by gunfire.
Louisville Metro Police say the officers were part of a narcotics investigation and opened fire after Walker shot first.
These people, cop or not, you still have the right to defend yourself. I mean, if somebody is breaking into your house at midnight, you have the right to defend yourself. Especially in cases like this. I mean, these people obviously were not drug users, and cops just break into their house because they're looking for a different person, and they break into their house, and yeah, people are going to defend themselves.
They're now on administrative reassignment pending the results of an internal investigation. The lawsuit against
I predict the internal investigation is going to clear these cops of any wrongdoing, because that's what internal investigations are for. It's not to actually punish the cops for anything. It's to say that they did nothing wrong.
The officers claims the suspect they were searching for was already in custody. Taylor's family alleges
Wow. So these cops are so incompetent that there was a search warrant put out for a person already in custody. So they were just randomly breaking into people's houses at this point. And what if these three cops were known to be executing a warrant, and the person that they were executing a warrant for was taken into custody while they were out trying to find that person, why didn't the department be like, hey, we got the perp, you guys can come back to the department?
officers wearing plain clothes did not identify themselves, and that Walker, a registered gun owner, was shooting at men he believed were breaking in.
Oh, they were plain clothes. See, that's another problem with plainclothes officer. How are people supposed to know that they're cops? I mean, if you're wearing plain clothes and somebody says they're a cop, how are you supposed to know? You can't just be like, I mean, there's been so many people that claim to be cops, and they weren't cops. So you can't just trust somebody to say, I'm a cop, when they're wearing plain clothes. There's been so many incidents where cops are wearing plain clothes, they do something, and then somebody else sees them, and is like, oh, a random civilian is attacking my friend, let's go defend them, and then that person ends up dying from the cop. Cops should always be in uniform. There should never be a situation where cops are allowed to wear plain clothes while on duty.
Walker is now charged with first-degree assault and attempted murder of a police officer.
They thought they were being burglarized. Does the Second Amendment not apply to African Americans?
Attorney Ben Crump joined.
No, not really. Not since Ronald Reagan passed the gun control bill after the Black Panthers decided to arm themselves and protect themselves and black people from police brutality. After that, guns were considered bad for black people. And in a lot of cases, even stand your ground laws don't apply to black people because black people aren't allowed to defend themselves. Now, there is plainclothes officers breaking into your house. You're sleeping in your bed, you hear people pounding on your door and breaking in. You're going to assume somebody's seeking to harm you and look to defend yourself. The boyfriend should not be charged with any crime whatsoever, as he was defending his life and property